Sandy, thank you so much for being with us today. We're going to learn a whole new concept for using a cutter to make things not just for scrapbooking and card making. What are we going to be doing?
Well, first of all, I'm going to be showing you different kinds of vinyl because people are familiar with vinyl. They're familiar with the use of them for doing car windows or store windows. But there's different kinds of vinyl for different applications. And all of this vinyl can be cut on the Klic-N-Kut.
All of it. Okay.
Now this one here, this is an example of the typical vinyl that you would put in a car window or store window. And what I did here is I cut, obviously, cut the lettering I wanted from different colors. And then you can layer vinyl directly, from one layer on top of another because it's very, very thin. And then from this point, you would just put across what's called a transfer paper or transfer tape. And then you would peel off the back and then you could put it on the wall or window or wherever you want to put it.
And speaking of walls, this is actually on a wall, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This is in my office. And this is a different kind. Now, this vinyl down here is appropriate for like outdoor use because it will last, for years outside. And so you would use it, on a boat or a car, whatever. This kind of vinyl is popular for walls for a couple of reasons. One is it has a matte finish to it. So when you put it up, it looks just like paint. It just goes right into the little creases in your wall and looks like paint. The other reason that people like it is that after, let's say, a year, you decide you don't want it anymore, you can just put a blow dryer on it and just peel it right off. And it leaves the paint on your wall. So that makes it really nice to change. And some people even just decorate for holidays with it and then peel it off after the holidays. So.
Okay, so what do we need to do to start?
Okay, the next thing I want to show you is the vinyl, and this is actually the regular vinyl, and you can use it for etching. And so what we have here, I'm going to do a cut. I'm going to show you exactly how that works.
Okay, and that's what we're making
right here. On the screen, I have two different bees here that I'm going to be cutting out. They're exactly the same monogram, but you're going to see that I have two entirely different reasons why I'm going to be cutting them. Over here on the machine, I've put a sheet of my vinyl. It's just a very small, again, this machine you can use just scraps on it, and so I have a scrap of vinyl here, and I've laid it down onto this very sticky mat. Now note that vinyl, when you're cutting really large things like the words for the wall, they may be really large and you don't have to use a mat because you have a backing on it. But because I'm using a scrap, I'm going to put it on here because the pinch wheels, the vinyl isn't, the scrap isn't quite wide enough to get caught under the pinch wheel. So in that case, I'm using a mat. All right, so I'm going to come to the front right corner to set my origin, go online with the cutter, and then over here in the software I've selected my two monograms I'll be doing, I'm going to be cutting. And then notice how there's a dashed line around both of these. That's just going to be a cut line, so it'll go ahead and cut around those. And again, you'll see the reason why I have the two and why they are the size that they are. So now I'm going to go into the cut window, and I'm simply going to come over here and click on cut.
Say cut.
That's the two circles around the initials. All right.
Those were the squares around.
Those were the squares, yes. All right, now when I'm done, I'm going to slide it out. And then I'm going to take my scissors, and I'm going to cut out, just get rid of the major part of the waste here.
Okay. And then you could save that little piece and use it again, right?
Absolutely, for anything that's small. Now then, on this one, then I'm going to remove the, I'm actually going to use, I use an awl because you need something that can definitely kind of grab hold of the piece.
Separate it.
Right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be removing the part where I want to be able to etch into. So I'm going to be getting rid of the ring that goes around it.
It's like a reverse.
Exactly, yes. And then the letter in the middle. Okay. Now then, what I would do is, again, I would use the transfer paper and I would place this over it like this, peel off the back, and then apply this to the glass.
Oh,
All right. In fact, I can go ahead and do that. Peel this off.
And are these supplies all available in most craft shops?
Yes, they are.
This has really taken sort of a life of its own because there's so many more things you can do than just scrapbooking.
This is a wonderful way to be able to make a gift for someone. There we go. Peel this off. then I would apply it to the glass, just
So
like this.
glass, what other things you could do this on?
You can do, I'll show you in a minute, mirrors. You can do it on
okay.
porcelain, china. Some people will do this to their china.
Oh. Uh-huh.
And then once I have that down there, I peel this off. Then I make sure there's no bubbles. I'll go around the outside to make sure that there's no bubbles. Then you take your etching cream and you'll put just a puddle of etching cream on it, use the scraper to scrape it across, and then let it sit for 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, you peel off the vinyl, and then this is
what you have.
What you have.
And that's called etch-all.
This one is called etch-all, yes. This is a great one. I've had great success using etch-all.
Wow. That's amazing. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Now then, and then also I'd like you to show the mirror. I did the same thing with the mirror. I just cut out the same thing from the vinyl, put it around the outside of the mirror in the heart, and then again just apply the etching cream, let it sit for 15 minutes, and then you have a beautiful etched mirror.
Great gifts to make.
Absolutely, because the glassware is so inexpensive these days. You can find wine glasses and everything typically at like dollar stores, and so then it's just a matter of cutting out. And the other nice thing about the etching cream is you can use it over and over. So after you've had the 15 minutes, you just scrape it right back into the bottle again.
No waste hardly.
Right, hardly any waste at all. Now there's another kind of vinyl. If you're really not into doing the etching cream, you want something where you just want to cut it out. Well, the other one is you can purchase this particular vinyl that looks like etching. And so
I had
in
the
this
feel
case,
of it to see which was
right.
which.
In this case, if you were to cut it out, let's say this was the same, the etching cream, then in this case you would get rid of your waste. Instead of, before I wanted the negative, I actually want the positive. And I'm having a problem with my the vinyl wanting to catch here. Okay, in this case, again, what you're doing, you're keeping. Thank you. It's very sticky.
Takes patience.
It does, yeah. There we go. And so then in this case, then I would also get rid of this outside edge. Well, it's taking the paper, but it doesn't matter because I just want that right. Exactly. Get rid of the part you don't want. And then we'll put the contact paper over here and then apply it to the glass. And then the nice thing about, I mean, again, this would be cut from this particular etching cream. But you can also decorate any kind of plastic cups or anything you might want to with the regular vinyl also. In fact, I've heard that you can do that and then put it through the dishwasher and it will be dishwasher resistant.
Oh, it's dishwasher safe?
Yes, it is.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now then, the last one I want to show is what's called t-shirt transfer vinyl. Yep,
Yeah.
and that's it. It's called t-shirt transfer vinyl, and the way it works is that you're going to cut it, you're going to put the dull side up. In this case, because this is the part that's going to go down onto the shirt, you need to mirror image your whatever you have on the screen, which is just a matter of just clicking one time and it'll flip the image. Then cut it that way. Then you put it across here, peel off the waste, and then you can iron it right onto your shirt.
And you use a dry iron as hot as the iron can get.
Yes, and hold it for about 30 seconds down. Make sure you've washed your shirt in advance. It needs to have been washed in advance.
And so all of this lettering was done the same way?
Wow. Yes, all of it was.
Oh, I can think of more things to make.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for showing us another way we can use our Klic-N-Kut.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me.